What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another live stream here on Ranger Central. And for the first time in how long do I get to come on a live stream and talk about hockey with a smile on my damn face? I can't remember the last time because finally I have a reason to smile about a game as USA wins the gold medal. It still feels odd that rooting for Jack Hughes there, scoring the overtime winner. But man, that was actually good hockey to watch. It was frustrating at times during this game. Do not get me wrong. There were a lot of doubts I had, especially because after that first period, after the Boldy goal, honestly, more specifically, they were getting caved a lot of that game. You see Nathan McKinnon with a wide open net. I'm thinking it's automatic. He ends up not being able to bury it, and now that's going to live in his nightmares, which is absolutely beautiful. You have Devon Tays right at the doorstep, but here's Connor Hellebuck. Maybe he should be making 11.5 million instead, huh? Making an unbelievable stick save there, right in the blue paint as Devon Tays is there. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And then even at the end of this game, in that third period, when Jack Hughes draws that penalty, 4-minute double minor, I'm saying you have to score here. You have to score. Otherwise, I didn't feel great. I got to be honest, I didn't feel great about it going into the later stage of the game plus overtime if they did not capitalize on that opportunity there. Then Jack Hughes takes a penalty, and I was really pissed off. And I said, going into overtime, I said it, you better redeem yourself here because that could have fucked up the entire game. That could have cost the entire gold medal game right then and there. And he ends up making up for it and more with that freaking overtime winner. Just unbelievable. How poetic. Quinn Hughes getting the assist on that. Just absolutely beautiful. And then how about that Matt Boldy goal, man? That was just the way he was able to split the defense. Devon Tays, not going to be a fan in Canada for a bit because what is he doing getting beat there with that weak poke check? Oh my goodness. It was unbelievable. It was absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, when Canada was caving them in that second period, I really was like, I wasn't surprised when Cale McCarr ended up burying that. Really wasn't surprised. Um, but it didn't matter. It did not matter by the end because USA was able to come out on top. And then how about the fact too that 5-on-3, the freaking balls, and you know what? As much as I shit on Vinny Trocheck at times with his play with the Rangers, I gotta say, I hope NHL GMs saw what he did there with those penalty kills. I hope they saw because they end up going perfect and Canada not able to cash in there. And after that 5-on-3, this is the only thing I will say. After that 5-on-3, there should have been so much momentum in in the favor of USA, but it ended up being the complete opposite, and the ice got completely tilted, which was absolutely frustrating. But again, doesn't matter obviously at the end. Um, but in the moment, I'm sitting there frustrated. Like, you have to gain momentum after killing that 5-on-3. There's no way that you don't have momentum now after killing such a big penalty in that stage of the game, especially with the way that, again, the ice started to tilt there. But yeah, major credit to the fact that they were just able to stay. Connor Hellebuck is what I should say. He was able to stay locked in and stand on his damn head that entire game. I mean, he was unbelievable. And that right there is the best goalie in the world. Sorry, not sorry to the Ranger fans. Which I know, I get it, not going to be popular, but that is the best goaltender in the world. What he showed today, and it makes up so much for the fact that he was really not sharp in the Four Nations at times. Completely makes up for it. Austin Matthews, another guy where made up for the fact that he was not great in the Four Nations. He was not visible offensively, which, oh my goodness, that chance he had right in front of the net that he passed on. But he made up for it with the fact that he played unbelievable in his own end today. I mean, the amount of times he was shutting down McDavid, getting in his grill, and we did not see that the Four Nations. Obviously, we saw the ass opposite when McDavid buried the overtime winner in the Four Nations, but way more responsible in his own end in this game. Again, would have loved if he cashed in earlier so I didn't have to deal with the stress of overtime because my heart was freaking racing. And they almost had one off the rip there, too. What was it? Quinn Hughes almost burying one. You had that opportunity, I believe it was in the second period, it might have been, where you had that double doink. That I think was also, that was from Faber, I think, actually, there. I think that was Brock Faber with the double doink there. But man, just again, the play from some of the guys, Jack Eichel. I would kill for a Jack Eichel on my hockey team. They almost had him, but just with how responsible he plays, I thought he was going to bury one at one point as well. But overall, just really nice that I get to actually be happy about a hockey game for once. Even though, again, I was stressed out the freaking wazoo the entire game. I really, once they were caving them in, especially in that second period, the fact that they were able to weather that storm because Connor Hellebuyck was, again, standing on his head, I felt like, okay, now the third period, you got to turn the tides a bit. They didn't. They started to step it up towards the end of the third a little bit, which was nice. But again, none of it matters because in overtime, they end up getting the winner. Bill Guerin, I shit on the roster the entire time. I kept saying Caulfield would have been nice here. Robertson would have been nice here. Fox would have been nice here. But again, all of it ends up not mattering by the end of it as they get the gold. And again, it was very bizarre getting pumped up over a Jack Hughes goal, which at first I didn't even realize it went in, to be honest with you, because it looked like he was about to freaking go. It looked like Hughes was skating on the back check for a second, and it took me a minute to see Werenski start celebrating there to realize, holy shit, they did it. But Sid going home in silver, which that's the excuse right now in Canada. And now it's, 3v3 overtime, this and that. Take your loss. Take your loss. Thank you for the $2, Steve. Johnny Gaudreau should have been there. That was another thing that I was about to get into, and thank you for that. Just beautiful the way that they honored Johnny Gaudreau throughout the entirety of this this tournament. Just having his jersey up in the locker and then winning it, bringing the jersey out to the ice, and the Johnny Hockey chants as they were giving out the gold medals. I mean, beautiful. They kept showing his family. Beautiful. Beautiful moment there, which was absolutely awesome. But yeah, it sucks. Should have been there. Yeah, I mean, genuinely, fuck the guy. Obviously, fuck the guy that is responsible for losing him and Matthew. But completely difficult to segue off that, but nonetheless, NYR for life, USA, Connor Hellebuyck played out of his goddamn mind. You're right, he did. Max, what is going on? Even better for me, Jack Hughes, baby. Jack Hughes. I can't even believe I'm saying it. I can't even believe at the bottom here on the banner, his name is there. I never would have thought Jack Hughes' name would have been there in a positive manner. Nonetheless, it would be like, oh yeah, he freaking torched my hockey team for the 90 millionth time. Making sure that my kids will hear about the JT Miller Trocheck 5-on-3 penalty kill. You and I both can't even believe I'm saying it. You and I both. But NHL GMs, hope that you saw that. What's going on? Will Canada is overdosing with the copium today? Yeah, I mean, some of the things I'm seeing is absolutely hilarious. Honestly, when my confidence went up, when I saw them get in a dogfight with Slovakia, that's when my confidence went up. And then when Team USA absolutely destroyed Slovakia, I'm like, okay, I have more confidence than I did initially. And then obviously as this game went along, it was a roller coaster. I was on cloud nine when Boldy buried that, and I thought they start off. I mean, how about the first shift as well in this game where they're absolutely hemming them in their own end? It was like a minute and a half, 2 minute shift there for USA getting chances, and I was like, oh shit, there's a different kind of urgency here. And then obviously, it definitely got a little scary at points, unfortunately, but not so unfortunate because again, the end result was what it was. My only question is how on earth did Canada lose that? I don't know either. Um, just missed opportunities and Connor Hellbuck. Missed opportunities and Connor Hellbuck. Obviously, the message wasn't sit back for the next 40 minutes, but that's what Canada does to you. It felt like that was the message at times, and with the way Sullivan was deploying some of the guys out there, I got to be honest with you. But yeah, I was scared the Canada Devil Magic was gonna kick in yet again. Yes, McKinnon did pull a Strom. They had a couple of those. I'm trying to remember who on USA as well had like a tap in right in front of the net. And there was that other chance there. I think it was in the first period where Kachuk comes up the ice and dishes a pass. No one was there, but could have been an easy tap in. I mean, there were so many back and forth opportunities. Obviously, Canada had a lot more that they ended up messing up on. So sucks for them. Absolutely sucks for them. As much as we dog on them, Trocheck and Miller did their jobs this tournament. Haven't seen them play hockey in a while. Honestly, I thought JT Miller at times annoyed the ever living piss out of me during this tournament. Um, but yeah, I mean, this game, I really don't have a bad word to say about either Trocheck or JT Miller. I really don't have a bad word. And they did their jobs, especially Vinny Trocheck throughout a lot of this tournament with the face-offs. But yeah, I mean, it was great. Matthews didn't do anything offensively, but he did a great job defensively on McDavid. Exactly. Yes, he was playing a more responsible game than he did at the Four Nations, and I will take the trade off considering what the result was. And again, it sucks. He had an opportunity to make his moment offensively with that chance right in front and ends up passing it. No matter what people thought about the USA lineup going into the tournament, no one will say a bad thing about it ever again. You're damn right. And again, I was one of those people. I was definitely one of those people, and I was definitely wrong. I was definitely wrong. And I am happy to be wrong. Yes, the penalty kill. It was unbelievable. USA would have lost if Fox was playing. That's why stop. Stop. What are we doing here? Got all of the Canadian channels blocking people from their chats. Bennett definitely meant to get his stick up. Yeah, I don't know about what's going on with those other channels, to be honest with you. I've not really tuned into anything post game wise. I just figured I would go live and do a little bit of a post game on my own because why not? Because this is the first time I could talk positively about hockey in a very long time. And it's going to be the only time I can for the foreseeable future, most likely. Again, unfortunately, that's where we're at with Rangers hockey, which I don't want to get into any of that today, but that's besides the point. Never would have thought a Ranger fan would be celebrating a Jack Hughes goal. Never would I have thought either, outside of when I had ambitions of the Rangers winning the draft lottery, um, where I was like, oh man, maybe we'll get him first overall. But obviously, did not happen. McKinnon missing the open net, got to be kicking himself. When they were giving out the plushies at the end, his face, oh my god, it was so beautiful how it looked like he wanted to kill someone. Honestly, though, if I was on Team Canada, I'm freaking pulling Elias Anderson and chucking the plushie into the crowd. Not the medal, but I would chuck the freaking plushie into the crowd. Like, are you kidding me with that? Canada speed let them get to loose pucks first, which hemmed us in an entire 40 minutes. Holy shit, I'm glad they didn't lose confidence and preserve. The other thing as well is at points, and I even tweeted it, it felt like I was watching a Ranger game where Hellbuck's standing on his head. The inability to break the puck out from Team USA at points was just absolutely frustrating. I mean, every single player outside of Quinn Hughes looked like they were treating the puck like it was a grenade, just trying to get rid of it with countless turnovers. And yeah, it gave Canada a lot of opportunities. I do want to see if there is the high danger chances on natural stat trick from this one, because I'd be very curious to see what the high danger chances looked like from this game, but it doesn't look like it. Maybe Money Puck has it. Nah, that just has the Olympic scores, not the high danger chances. That's unfortunate that no one kept track of the high danger chances. That sucks. Because I'm very curious to see what it was by the end of it. Yeah, Matt, I'll definitely send you the link right now. I'm not going to be live for too long, to be honest with you. Um, but I'll send the link and we can definitely talk about it for a bit. Let you give your thoughts on the game. Hopefully that worked, because I don't know. The link looks weird on Twitter. But either way. Um, Jack and Quinn Hughes were all over this tournament. Yeah, they were. And again, I've obviously had my frustrations with Jack Hughes from being a Ranger fan. I was frustrated when he took that penalty late, but I gotta say, like, he was a freaking dog throughout this tournament, and it's so weird to say. It's weird to say, but he truly was. Wasn't pretty, but that's USA Hockey. Defensive goaltending were our strength, and they played the game to reflect that, especially goaltending. Connor Hellebuck was unreal. Connor Hellebuck was unbelievable. Sullivan line changes give me headaches. Yeah, I honestly, when they split the Kachuk brothers up, I didn't understand that at first, because I felt after that first or was it after the second period, I was like, I felt you didn't need to make line changes. I felt it needed to be in game adjustments there. But again, obviously none of it matters in the end. But we got Matt jumping on. Matt, we're always negative. We always are upset, miserable. So why don't you tell everyone how miserable you are that Team USA won? Because yeah, I mean that's all we are. We're pissed off, miserable losers.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know about you, but I really wanted a silver medal today. Like gold. You don't need gold medals. It's all about the silver medals. No, but listen. In reality, listen. I'm gonna be honest, right? Like we robbed Canada
Yeah.
of the game
Yeah.
because if we're just going based off and being completely neutral and being completely fair, Canada outplayed us. They were the much better team. But at the end of the day, in a one-off game, it doesn't matter who the better team was. It just matters who scored the most goals. And today, the U.S. scored the most goals. They scored 2. Canada had 1. And we're gold medal champions. We're world champions. And it's a great day for USA Hockey. 3rd gold medal in U.S. history. I don't know why my camera went off. That's nice. But, an amazing feeling all around.
100%. And like Derek saying, Hellebuck stole it. And that's another thing, what Harry's saying that I didn't even mention yet. Charlie McAvoy saving that goal as well. I mean, they had so many times where they were caved in, and not just Hellebuck, but you have just unbelievable work there by McAvoy. Yeah, I mean, it is just absolutely beautiful to see. Helly with the behind the back stick save was insane. One of the best saves I've ever seen in in the sports history. One of the best saves. Hey, let's not talk about how the Rangers. We're back to the Rangers now. Let's not talk about that. You know what my focus is now? My focus is the World Baseball Classic. Let's go win something else. How about that instead? Instead of the Rangers, which I know some hockey fans probably don't give a shit about. But as someone that loves baseball just as much as hockey, I care about that. So let's go win more. Let's go win more championships here for the country.
Hey, listen, nobody's trying to watch the Rangers, okay? Nobody's trying to watch Vakanainen. No one's trying to watch Braden Schneider. I'm not trying. Listen, I'm trying to see Nolan McLean go out there for the Team USA baseball team and go out there and pitch a gem, whether it's against Team Japan, Team Mexico, Team DR, Team PR. I don't care. Just go out there and win another championship for the country. But I mean, freaking. Listen, like Connor Hellebuck, right? Like, don't get me wrong, he deserves a lot of slack for how he's kind of came up short in the playoffs for Winnipeg. But today, I mean, the guy deserves a statue. Like, put it in Washington D.C., put it in whatever city he was born in. Like, the guy was simply, I mean, incredible. I mean, he kept them in that game, especially after the U.S. killed off that 5-on-3, and like we were talking about in our group chats, like the fact that the U.S. didn't gain any kind of momentum from killing off that 5-on-3, and Canada just went right back to being on full attack mode, and Hellebuck just stood there. I mean, stopped McDavid on a breakaway, stopped Celebrini on a breakaway, that stick save that he made on Devon Taves, and I mean, even though he didn't make the save, but the one, I believe it was halfway through the third period or late in the third period, when I saw Nathan McKinnon come on the left side of the net with a wide open net and with the puck, I'm like, I just got like my life basically flashed before my eyes, and I'm like, when he missed that open net, I was like, holy shit, because I'm like, if we're not gonna win this game, then it's like. Then it's like I don't know what more you need, because Canada is basically giving you this game because they couldn't finish their chances. And like I was talking about to my dad, this was basically a flip of the Four Nations final last year, where the U.S. was the better team. They had much more chances, especially later in the game. They couldn't bury them, and then McDavid comes down later in the overtime and wins that tournament for them. And then this was the opposite. Canada had all the chances, and then here comes Jack Hughes with the OT winner.
That's exactly what my brother said as that game was unfolding. He legit said it's a reverse, and I was like, surely that means we win then, right? And sure enough, we end up coming home with the gold there. And listen, there were a lot of players that were not noticeable in today's game. Keller, obviously, yeah. I thought Gensel did not have a good game. I thought he was brutal today, to be honest with you. Brady Tkachuk, I thought, had a bad game. But at the end of the day, I mean, major credit to Hellebuck and Quinn Hughes. Like I said, unbelievable. Charlie McAvoy was great throughout this game. Slavin too had a sneaky good game. There was that one chance where I thought he was about to lead an odd man rush to a goal there, where he's breaking out, carrying it up to break it out of their own zone, and a 3-on-2 started to develop there. But yeah, I mean, I thought he had a good game. Thank you for the $2 again, Steve. By the way, Jack Hughes having an energetic interview post game. You could tell he blacked out too in that post game. Like, you could just tell from the interview and the way he was answering the questions, which I would freaking black out too if I were him.
I mean, Hughes, in my opinion, aside from that bad penalty that he took when the U.S. had that 4-minute double minor power play, like, he actually had a pretty good game. And he's actually one of the guys that, because start of the Olympics, he wasn't like too noticeable. I mean, it's not like he was playing bad or anything, but it's just you want to see a little bit more. But then as the tournament started to, come on a bit, and obviously he got the 2 goals in the semifinal against Sweden, but his game started to really pick up as the tournament went on, and you start seeing him, get to the middle of the ice, use his attacking skills, use his skating skills, and this was something, that especially like last year at the Four Nations, we really criticized Jack Hughes heavily because he was not good at all during that tournament, and he shut the haters down basically in this tournament. And I mean, listen, score the game winner, you score the golden goal essentially, and it's like, I mean, he was incredible. I mean, but I do agree with you. Like a lot of guys did not play great. I mean, Brady Kachuk, that turnover that he had in the first period, that was just a terrible pass. Jake Gensel wasn't great. Matthews wasn't great offensively, even though, and again, this is similar to Four Nations. I thought his 200-foot play, I thought his two-way game was at least decent because he had a lot of good back checking moments, especially early on, like the first half of the game. So I'll give him credit there. But I mean, Boldy, that was a freaking sick goal. I mean, splitting the defense of McCarr and Taves. Matt Kachuk was okay. You know, say Hughes was good, Larkin was decent, Tage was good. The fourth line though, even though they won, we can all agree they got a little too much ice time, especially later in the game.
Yeah, they were getting caved too.
Yeah.
Which obviously, again, like people will be like, oh, but they weren't on for goals against, which I'm not disagreeing, but they were getting caved. And you could tell John Cooper did everything to deploy McDavid out there against that fourth line. I mean, every single time they were out there, McDavid went out there, which obviously, again, did not matter by the end. But yeah, just to go back to Jack Hughes for a minute, I also forgot to even mention that it was in the second period, I think. He had that one opportunity where he's carrying the puck around the net and he dishes that pass for a chance right in front. What was it? Was it Tage or Larkin in front of the net? I think it was one of those two.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Tage.
Yeah, I think it was Tage, where he dishes it right in front and he gets robbed. Yeah, it was Tage because I remember like if Tage just took one more second to drag that over, has an open net to bury that. But yeah, I mean, you could argue Jack Hughes was the best forward throughout the tournament, which again, I wanted to freaking kill him when he took that penalty because I was like, here come the power play, these freaking Canadian power play merchants. But
yeah, I mean, that was a brutal penalty he took. I mean, even that whole power play, like they had some chances, but it wasn't, especially for a 4-minute double minor penalty, it wasn't the chances that you were probably expecting from them, which credit to Canada's PK because they did a very good job at taking away the middle of the ice and taking away the slot, and that forced the U.S. to pretty much pass all around the perimeter. I mean, they had some chances, but you want to see a little bit more in terms of, higher quality chances. And then, I mean, the puck, jumps over a stick and he high sticks Bo Horvat, and I'm like, here we go. It's like this is really how it's going to end, right? With Canada getting a late power play goal to seal it, but he made up for it, as you said.
And what do I talk about all the time with building an NHL team, Kaylee? You need to be strong down the middle. Talk about that all the time. And this team had a lot of guys, which again, they were not necessarily producing at times, those centers, but it's how they were playing in their own end that made a difference, especially Larkin, though, at times. Larkin played unbelievable throughout the entire tournament.
Yeah, he had a very good tour, especially for him. And even I forgot who brought this up. I think it might have been Eddie Olczyk in one of the earlier games in the preliminary rounds. But for a guy in Dylan Larkin, who, in his time in Detroit, because especially like when he got there, I think he might have only played 1 year in the playoffs with them, and they didn't even get far. I think they got eliminated either the first or the second round in that one playoff appearance he had. But the guy had not played a ton of high pressure hockey games in his career, and the fact that he had a decent Four Nations last year, now he comes into the Olympics this year and scores a couple very high pressure goals and in some high pressure games. The fact that he was able to do that and now build up his repertoire for being more of a big game player, and we know that Detroit's most likely going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, that's a good sign also for Detroit, that they know that when they have to rely on a guy like Dylan Larkin, he's able to produce in those big moments.
Yeah, 100%. He could produce, and then on top of that, again, just play that responsible game that you need him to. So
play the game the right way.
He does play the game the right way, absolutely, like Brandon Bass. So we'll see what Detroit does at the trade deadline, because I'm interested to see that, because the roster freeze is now over as well, which is interesting. And then what is it, a week from tomorrow? No, 2 weeks from tomorrow's the deadline, I think.
It's not this Friday, next Friday.
Oh, it's March 6th. Okay.
Yeah.
Last year I think was March 9th. I think that's why I got it confused. I could be wrong there, but yeah. Damn, only like a week and a half or so until then. It's kind of nuts. I don't know if I would say the pressure necessarily got to Canada. Because again, Hellebuck just played unbelievable. I really just think that was what it came down to there.
Yeah, I don't. To me, it wasn't that they were under pressure. I mean, that Canada team is filled with guys who have won plenty of. They have guys that have won, Stanley Cups. McKinnon, Stone, Tom Wilson, Sam Bennett, Marchand. Hagel wasn't there for those 2 cups, but I'm Taves, Makar. They had plenty of guys that have won big time, especially in the NHL. So it's not like the fact it was pressure got to them. It's just simply that they couldn't bury their chances, and Hellebuck stood on his head. And when you don't bury your chances, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass, and that's what happened.
I'm sorry. I just saw on Twitter randomly. This is why I started laughing. Fitz tweeted not to ruin the vibes, but Chris Drury getting a gold medal doesn't sit right with me. And then Nick Zararis quote tweeted with a picture of Halliburton with his gold medal because it's the same fucking vibes.
Yeah. When you get an A+ on the group project and you didn't contribute anything.
Literally, if anything, did the ass opposite and got bitched because he apparently tried to get Adam Fox on the roster and didn't. So, which I know you have it. I have behind me my Adam Fox USA jersey because I thought he was a lock to be on the team. Hopefully, they wear the same exact jerseys again next time, though. So at least I have.
Hey, listen, it's all about the name on the front.
That's very true as well. That is absolutely true. I'm just glad too, though, that I ended up getting an Eichel one because he was great all tournament. I almost got Gensel, which that wouldn't have aged as well. But I mean, either way, they won. So
he's still our guy, Gensel.
Yeah, and Drury still should trade for him. Chris Drury's creepy smile in the corner of my screen when they were handing out the gold medals made my smile go away for a split second. You and I both, honestly, I was just like this guy getting a gold medal.
I started throwing stuff on my TV.
Oh, same with me. I actually threw the entire TV, to be honest with you. TV went out the window.
I mean, listen, it is what it is. I mean, listen, like we could say the same thing about Bill Guerin, that he had questionable lineup decisions, and to me, my opinion still stems valid because I think this U.S. team could have potentially been even better than what they were, but they won. So I'll at least be fair to Bill Guerin to say at least it worked. I would have made different lineup changes. I still think the guys that we would have taken in terms of guys like Robertson, Caulfield, and Fox, I still think the U.S. team would have won this gold medal. But listen, it worked, so it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Not going to complain too much there. And this is a good question. Is Miller going to have the surgery now? Honestly, I would think so. I mean, that's what my assumption was the entire time, where he was just going to get the gold medal and then not play for the Rangers the rest of the season. And should be that way. But who knows? Yeah. I was born on the exact same day as Eichel, and I ask God every day why he didn't put me in that body.
Just it is. It's the card you're dealt, I guess. But be happy that you're you at least.
Exactly, and I ask God every day instead why the Rangers valued Mika Zibanejad over him.
Yeah, well, that's another story for another time. I don't want to get too depressed now on a gold medal celebration stream.
Yeah, I gotta not pull up the Rangers talk. Although that the JT Miller comment I thought was interesting because yeah, it was. And then obviously, with Trocheck too, we gotta wait and see what happens there because he's probably going to be traded. I will say too, as much as I've shit talk Trocheck too. That was pretty fucking. That was badass. His quote though in the post game where he was just like, "We're pretty fucking proud. We heard all the shit talk that we shouldn't be here."
No, I don't think. Listen, obviously we knew that Trocheck wasn't going to put up points. Was he the best player on the team? No, absolutely not. But at least for what his role was, which was fourth liner, I at least thought he was decent at it. Did he take some dumb penalties here and there? Yeah, he did. But I mean, that's typical Trocheck. We've seen that for him, as for his 3 years of being a New York Ranger, or 3.5 years of him being a Ranger. So, but for what his role was, I at least thought he was serviceable.
Yeah, and again, the penalty kill is really what was good there about what you got from him. There were times too where I will say there were times he was out there for the face-offs and he just kept losing them, and I'm like, can we please just stop fucking throwing him out there just for the sake of face-offs? But again, didn't end up mattering. But I don't know if you have anything else you want to bring up about this game, because I think I got most of my thoughts on this game. Very exciting to actually again talk about hockey in a positive matter, because we're not going to get to for a very long time. For all we know, not until the next Olympics.
No, yeah, I mean, even like Ray said, like we get to watch a Steve Dangle crash out today, which I mean, I could complain about that necessarily, but I mean, yeah, I mean, gold medal, we won that, happy about that, and we just got to get through the rest of this fucking garbage hockey team. 25 more games left, which I'm glad I'm glad about that. And then 2028 World Cup of Hockey, go take that. 2030 French Alps Winter Olympics, go win back to back.
100%. And yeah, there's 2 crash outs we're always seated for. Steve Dangle and Broads Media. We're always seated for those crash outs. But thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you know when we upload or go live. And we'll see you guys in the next one.